Alright Bonehawks, this video is all about Mortal Kombat 1, and in this video I'm talking flawless blocking. It's something that I don't see a lot of people using as much as they should, except at the very, very high levels, and it's not actually all that difficult to do once you kind of learn it. You can actually flawless block almost any string in this game by just kind of releasing block and then pressing it again. There doesn't need to be particularly a flawless block gap per se, but there are instances in this game where that will reward you, and these are some of them. So that being said, let's get into it.
Accept your death.
So the first one is Molina's 1-2 string. So this string has 3 hits. So you can't really stagger this third hit, but the third hit is what you want to flawless block, because if you just block it regularly, it's -5. But if you do get the flawless block, it turns it punishable at -15. Right there. So there is a bit of a caveat to this. Molina can special cancel this after that into something that might hit you. That being said, Molina is unsafe on absolutely every special move that she has, so that is a risk that she is taking, but that is the read that you're going to have to make. You could go to punish it, say you want to kind of let her know that you know how to do that, and you flawless block once, you punish her, whatever. Then she does it again, and then you don't punish her because she tries to roll, cancel into roll, and then boom, then you even bigger punish off of roll. So that's kind of where the mindset is, or to look at it from her vantage point, she does the move and she doesn't do it into roll, but you still don't punish the string because you're expecting the roll. So that's kind of where it is. But if you just let her get away with that move, way too easy, it's some chip damage, it's all that kind of stuff. You need to be able to enforce your knowledge on that, and that's really important in anything in fighting games. Is that even if you don't plan to do something every single time, or maybe something's too difficult for you to attempt all the time, you at least enforce into your opponent's mind that they have to think about that. And that can open up all sorts of different opportunities, not just with flawless blocking, but with everything, you know, whether it's a certain move you use or a certain string you move or anything like that. Enforcing your knowledge and putting that on them can make a big difference on their game plan and sometimes change the outcome of matches dramatically. So, bit of a tangent, but I'm the tutorial guy. What do you want? Next flawless block. Next up is Reptile's Dash, and this move is quite obnoxious. If you don't flawless block, it is -5. So basically, if you didn't know, and again, maybe some of the stuff you know, maybe you don't, I don't know, I'm not your dad, but if you don't flawless block this, you're letting him like kind of get in on you for free and cover all this space fairly easily. That being said, even if you do flawless block it, it is a bit of a tight punish. You want to use your fast punish because he's only -10. There you go, see, we got the punish. And similar to the last tip that I talked, showing that you have the knowledge of this flawless block is going to take away one tool of his movement here, which could make him start doing other things, like maybe he does the little roll, which you don't need to flawless block to punish, or maybe he starts jumping at you. That's going to change this whole kind of middle section game for him, unless he's just not adapting, and then woohoo, free punishes every single time, and it costs him a bar, which is another thing to note, that he won't be able to break your punish because he just used a bar to get in. So another good thing to really reinforce into your opponent's mind that, yeah, I know what to do with this move. Why don't you do it again? Give it to me. I swear I'll do it again. I'll do it again. And unlike the Molina one, there's not really a reason to not flawless block this one. You know, there's no mind game there. Like, once he's already done the move, he's done the move. So you want to just flawless block, punish, go about your day. If he does it, flawless block, punish, go about your day. There's no mind game there. He can't cancel that into anything as of recording this video. If they add that in later, that's really weird, but I guess that's what we're dealing with. So next one on the list is Raiden, and this may seem super obvious, but this is something I'm trying to get better with myself, is that you can't just let him chip you out. And unfortunately, if that happens, you're just going to give him way too much power. So, of course, easier said than done. I'm not sitting here on your high horse like, hey, why aren't you doing this, blah, blah, blah. It's not easy. But if you can find a Raiden that's getting predictable, try and find some, like a lot of them like to do this, where they'll do that into Storm Cell, into Kano, and into more pressure after that. So if you flawless block at any point in this string, it's going to stop you from taking all that chip damage. Also, check out Raiden's meter here. Look how much meter he's building. So half a bar of meter from one block string that he's already doing damage to you on as well. So if you flawless block, not only are you going to negate the chip damage that you take, you're also going to negate him from building any more meter. So there you go. So he only built 1 meter once his block string started over. And that's another important thing to mention on flawless blocks, is that it will go for the whole course of a block string. So if there's no time in there where you're able to armor through or poke or anything like that, it will stop the flawless blocking for that. So if Raiden is looping that from that move into Kano, into that move again, into Kano again, into that move again, all that chip damage will be negated until you are able to do an attack of some sort. So this is really good for big long block strings. Raiden, great example. So yeah, use it. It's great. I have my backing. But again, easier said than done, especially given Raiden's options, so I get it. Moving on to Liu Kang here. So we have the final hit of his 4-4-3-4 string, which is usually -4, and it becomes a full combo punish when you flawless block it at -15. And in this one, Liu Kang just has so many options off this string. I hate this string. Dealing with this string is really annoying. So if you can take away just one option that he has, which is completing the string, because you're kind of hoping that you don't know, then yeah, that's going to give you an advantage against Liu Kang, which you need all the advantages you can because he is a super strong character. I don't really have anything else to add here. I mean, there's no mind game. You can't cancel it. If you just flawless block it, you're fine. You do have to be aware of him canceling the first 2 hits, though, or staggering the first 2 hits. But it's a pretty clear window of when you can actually flawless block, so I feel like it's not too difficult there. And finally, we have Reiko's Shurikens. So this one is kind of one that I wanted to mention for a couple reasons. Obviously, for chip damage is insane, and this is his enhanced one, by the way. 45 damage just for blocking it, thank you, and 1/4 of my bar back. So not only are you negating your own chip damage on something that you'd be forced to block anyways, you're also helping him not get that bar back. And there's a trick to this I found, because any move that has multi-hitting projectiles, Quan Chi's included, they kind of hit at a little bit different times, depending on where you are at the map. This one is kind of the same as long as you block it standing. If you're ducking and you're trying to flawless block it, it makes it incredibly hard to do, because depending on where you are on the map, one might hit sooner than the other, and it's not really hard to do. It's quite difficult to get that flawless block correct. So if you're standing up, it's always hitting on the same one first every time, and I find it a lot more consistent in order to flawless block this. He didn't have any meter. That's not my fault. Not that I was blaming anybody. I was just saying. And here's a bonus one, just because I feel like it. Sindel's forward 1-3. You can flawless block that second hit. It does put you at some weird spacing, but she's -19, so you can punish it. If I see a lot of Sindel players that are kind of using this a lot and just kind of throwing it out there, but this is similar to Molina, where this is a knowledge check, because she can do the forward one into the low projectile, the forward one into the overhead. She doesn't always have to complete the string. There's other options that you can do, but you should be aware that you can flawless block this one, just because it'll help if someone keeps spamming it against you. There we go, 326 damage for 2 bars. Buff Quan. And that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Let me know if you have any questions about anything you saw in here. And as usual, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, because it really helps me out. And subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff. And we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.